Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Kyliealexx. Today, my group partner Sav and I are doing a presentation on the history of animation. We had to find a pioneer in the animation industry and come up with an interesting way to present it. So we chose to do it in a doctor's room, as her character was a doctor and mine was a little girl that needs counseling. We got to Varsity and practiced our lines, but like every human, we still got nervous. After practicing, I went to change and then we started. Enjoy! Once upon a time, in the quaint village of Taz, lived an unlicensed master doctor, Black Jack, and a girl that clung to her blood-red cloak called Little Red.
These tales you may know, but the true insight will be told as these paths cross. Do watch as it unfolds. Do come in. Hello, my dear. I am Dr. Blackjack, created by Osamu Tezuka. I have recently opened my facilities here in Taz. I take it this is your first appointment with me, so do tell me about yourself.
Hello, Doctor. I'm Little Red Riding Hood. I have many origins, but my most well-known and liked story is by the Grimm Brothers. My story was also adapted into Disney's short animation series called City Symphony, starring alongside the Three Little Pigs.
Ah. What made the Grimm Brothers pioneers, and what is their background?
Well, you see, Doctor, the Grimm Brothers were born in Germany. They are Jacob and his younger brother, Wilhelm Grimm. They published a collection of folk tales. The Grimms didn't actually write these stories. They collected the tales that had been handed down from generation to generation. They did this as they were worried that the Industrial Revolution would erase these classics from memory and set out to protect these ancient tales. The Grimm tales were adapted into modern animation and non-animated movies all around the world. In contrast to the tales that they wrote about, there were no wicked witches, no ravenous wolves, and no stepmothers in their lives. Jacob and Willem came from a large family and born in a village of Hanoa. Their parents kept them to very high morals and standards, with their father's motto, Tutus erecta victrix, which means he cannot go wrong whose life is in the right.
I see. Well, my creator, Osamu Tezuka, became a pioneer when he created his manga into the Japanese animation style that's been known as anime, and exported them around the globe. And that's which he earned his title, the father of anime. What influenced him on this path was when his father had a collection of manga around his house. He read them, and later on, he got inspired by Walt Disney's movies, like Bambi and Max Fletcher's cartoon series. He also followed his mother's advice, which was, you should do what you like the most, which led him to follow his path after he graduated from medical school. Now, Little Red, tell me, what famous work did the Grimm Brothers create what inspired the animation industry?
Well, Doctor, this is so exciting for me. Huge companies like Disney took the Grimm Brothers' tales and sanitized them, scrubbing away the unsavory parts, and further reworked them with their first ever animated movie called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in 1937. Then, the animated movie Tangled was released in 2010, based on the Grimm's fairy tale Rapunzel. ABC and NBC borrowed from the Grimm Brothers in 2011 when they released the TV series Grimm and Once Upon a Time. In 2012, they made Kristen Stewart's film Snow White and the Huntsman, in which many animators worked on visual effects and background illustrations. If it weren't for the tales that the Grimm Brothers kept, there would be very little tales in the commercial world of animation and movies. And how about your creator, Doctor?
Tezuka came up with the concept of Astro Boy and Kimba the White Lion, which Disney got inspired with and created Lion King, one of their greatest hits.
Wow.
He inspired Hayao Miyazaki as a kid, which he led him to create his own anime, such as Howl's Moving Castle and My Neighbor Totoro.
Wow, Doc. And what kind of person was he?
Well, he was known to be quite of a lone wolf, always preferred to work by himself. Yet, in company of others, he was witty, knowledgeable, but he kept his relations private. In business, he was self-controlled and disciplined, while making effective plans, getting goals and working out the best way to achieve them. And Red, the Grimm Brothers, what kind of people were they?
Well, like I said, their parents kept them to very high moral standards. They both went to university, and when the books got published, they both took credit for it. Never making one brother better than the other, but rather working together to create great success.
Doctor, it is time for your next appointment.
Oh gosh.
Doctor, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Red. See you next week.
Thank you.